The clock strikes 12, I step into the haze. Whispers call me from 1,000 graves. Shadows dance in corners out of sight. I chase the unknown deep into the night. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. A flicker, a chill, a shadowed hand. The unseen lingers where I stand. Through creaking doors and empty halls, I hear the echoes of forgotten calls. I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown. And the unknown. Eyes that watch from a place unreal, a touch so cold it makes you feel they're near but hidden, veiled in shade. I walk with ghosts I hunt the fear you dare not face. In the darkness I embrace the trace. The dead, they speak their secrets shown. Welcome to the bizarre and the unknown.
When he talking? My name is Jeff.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Bizarre and the Unknown. I'm your host, E.D. Testerman. A happy late 4th of July to everybody. I hope you had a great time spending it with your friends and family. I ended up working a fair for a little extra cash. And my plans kind of went south and they needed to help at a fair, so I ended up going down and helping work in that fair. And that's what I ended up doing yesterday. Yeah, Wyatt, man, I get so behind, it's hard to play catch up, man. But yeah, I got to catch a couple of your shows. I got to rewatch them again. We had to change today's show. Ryan's feeling a little under the weather, so we changed up today's show. So we are going. Benz, I didn't do a campfire chats yesterday because of the holiday. I don't know who all went. No, you're welcome, man. Being he's feeling a little under the weather, and I didn't do a campfires chat. I decided we're going to talk about a few weird things that's been going on around here lately, and see if anybody's had some similar stuff. So a couple, I think it was either a Sunday night or a Monday night ago. I just finished up doing some work, sat down in my fat guy comfy chair. No, that was a different deal. I actually just walked out from the office, was heading towards my fat guy comfy chair, and all of a sudden my front door just swung open violently. My outside door wasn't touched. Yeah, my fluffy chair. I need to start remember that. I need to start calling that one my fluffy chair. But yeah, I know you're weird. But yeah, I just came out from that wall from where my dining room was, heading my living room, and my front door just flung open violently. I mean, just out of the blue. And my outside door, it didn't rattle, it didn't do nothing. It was like something just forced my door open. And I kind of stood there for a second. I said, we better not do that shit again. And I shut the door and went to my fluffy chair. And so that's one of the weird things I've been having going on. Yeah, get the salt, no kidding. I'm kind of curious, has anybody else had something similar like that happen to them in the last couple of weeks? But I don't know what it was. Something was mad. That's all I know. But I didn't know if I was the only one that's had that experience or if somebody else has had that too in these last couple of weeks. What? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I figured if it was a wind from outside, then my outside door should be rattling, and it didn't. And that's why I because my first thought was the wind blowed open. Hey, Ryan, hope you're feeling better. No worries. But so once I realized my outside door didn't rattle, I was like, okay, so that wasn't the wind, because if the wind was blowing that hard, you'd hear it. Yeah, no worries. Then so I chopped that off, and that's why I said what I said. It's like, hey, we better not be doing that shit again. I mean, we're not having this. We're not tearing my house up. And it didn't happen again. Hey, Freaky. So, and which is weird because I've had something new that's been happening lately too that we'll get into in a minute. That coincides after this. Make sure I didn't miss nobody. So excuse me. No, sorry, I worked late as hell last night between working the fair and then helping breaking stuff down. Yeah. Yeah, I wasn't happy about it because I knew right off the bat what had happened, what it was. Once I knew it wasn't the wind, yeah. I mean, that pretty much broke it down for me quick. And it wasn't one of the animals. I had noises outside like someone heavy breathing. Okay, let me catch up to it here in a second. As soon as it pops up on this side here. Hey, Urso. He said, I had noises outside like someone heavy being thrown into it and around outside. Go out, nothing there. You hear clicking. My neighbor also has the same thing. Oh, you was talking about that last week, wasn't you? That sounds familiar. Was that the thing you was talking about last week, if I remember right, or so? This is interesting because my next part actually takes place outside. There was some paranormal activity last night. We kept hearing weird voices, and at one point we heard what sounded like native drums. Oh, hell, Brian. You sure it wasn't the broccoli? Okay, that's what I thought her. So thanks. Yeah, because that's going to be interesting. Because what you were just talking about, I've had something interesting happen since that door flung open, and it happened for 2 days, day and night, for 2 days solid, and I never could find the source of it. So yeah, I mean, there's some weird stuff going on right now. It's I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I just obviously there was a ghost that was pissed off and decided to swing my door open, which in turn pissed me off because I'm like, you're not tearing the house up. You know, it's a good question, Freaky. So let's see if I can pull this up without messing with my chat. Could it be due to the date, July 4th? I don't think so. Right. I don't think so, but it could. I mean, there was a lot of death associated with that famous day. Its clicking patterns are like the kind of speech and seems to be more than one. Yeah, that's something to kind of take notice of for sure. Heard my son's voice twice yesterday and he wasn't here. I've heard my mom's child voice after she passed away. Like a day or two after she passed away, I heard my mom's child's voice calling out to me. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, as far as my house, no, but as far as what Urso's dealing with, probably. I'm pretty sure what was in my house was paranormal. Thought it could be tree frogs, but they don't sound like that. No, they don't. I got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of tree frogs around here. Yeah, they don't sound like that. But you know, that's the thing though, with a lot of deaths associated with you know, with the 4th of July deal, that could be why it's active. Well, I mean, it's the most patriotic day of the year too. You know, a lot of people when they were alive celebrated the 4th of July, and that could be why we're having the activities. I don't know. Oh, he was going with your wife, so yeah. And you know, that's not the first. I've heard that stuff before too. I've had very similar experiences to that. I mean, that stuff is very, very real. It's not usually associated with something very good either. What was really creepy is I was talking about SWs. Oh, with one of my friends. Not long after that, the coyotes were super, super loud. Dude, you know better. Come on, man. You know better. Last time I went shopping with my aunt, she called me from a distance, and I said, it's nice to actually see who's calling me. Oh, wow. That smoke like shape is changing into a distorted shape. Oh, so it's changing again. Yeah, I'm not liking that, Roxanne. Oops. Gosh dang it. Chat's jumping and I keep clicking the wrong one. He's been acting kind of demonic here lately. That's not a good sign, Kyle. You need to take charge of that quick. Seizure meds and all. Yeah, you need to cleanse him quick. You don't want that thing to take root. You need to get some cleansing done in that home like really quick. Had one bad had a bad one earlier in the week. Yeah. Yeah, Roxanne, that you need to be careful. You need to cleanse your home. You need to cleanse your home. You need to make sure that place knows it's your home and it's not welcomed on your home or your property. Yeah, but I'm wondering if something ain't attached to it, which is causing that. There could be something supernatural attached to him that's causing a lot of that stuff, Kyle. You need to cleanse your home, your property, and your son. That's going to be very, very important. I mean, if he's got some demonic tendencies to him, I'd really be worried about a possession. I'd be getting that place cleansed like ASAP. Hey, Tyler. I'm waiting for it to pop up here. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I've had to do it with my youngest daughter before. I know exactly where you're coming from. She never had the seizures. It's just the demonic act. I had to take charge. It's my home. That's my kid. And I had to take charge. And it helped out a lot when I did it. See, everything paranormal and supernatural has to follow the laws of the great creator. They have to. The great creator created all things. They have to follow the great creator's law. And part of that law is that's your home. That's your child. You have the power over them until they become an adult. You have the power over them. And even as an adult, you still have some kind of power over them. That's where you got to take charge. So the main thing is, you need to cleanse your son, cleanse your home, and cleanse your property and keep it off of your property. Now, sadly, when your son leaves that home, if he's an adult, it can come back. But anytime he's at the home, it can't. Look what happened when I did that live EVP session up there in Jeff City, and I had that supernatural entity attacking me in Jeff City. I had to put up barriers. And I mean, you can literally feel everything go back to being calm and peaceful after we had to put up. Bad, I had to put up 2 barriers, but I had to put 2 barriers up. And after that, everything was calm and peaceful, and I slept like a champ the whole time I was there. And I mean, it stopped after the second barrier. It stopped. You have to take charge. You have the power in your home. You have the power over your family. You're the man. You're the protector. You're the father. That is your God-given responsibility. Is you are the protector of your home and your family. And you have to take charge of that. That falls on your shoulders. I mean, I hate to sound mean like that, but I mean, that's the truth. That is what you were meant to be as a father figure in your home, as the male figure in your home. You are the protector. You need to take charge. I mean, you get your whole family and then it's even stronger, but the first step is you got to take charge. That's your home. I made a cross out of old carpenter's nails. I wear it sometimes and noticed the things stay back from me. Yeah, I mean, if that's where your faith is, that can work. Hey, running, you have to change it to Mortal Kombat. Pretty much, man, you got to take charge. You got to take charge of your home. So all things have to follow the laws of the great creator. They have to. I mean, they have to. So even the fallen angels, even the watchers, even the demons and all that stuff, they have to follow the laws of the great creator. Your faith has to be strong. It has to be pure. You yourself have to be strong and pure. And you got to believe. Otherwise, it will not work. No Ghostbusters. I remember being a kid watching Ghostbusters, wanting to be one so bad. You're the only strange one that happens here at night. But I mean, that's how it is. There's no doubt there is one great creator. And even it says in biblical text, I'm the God above all gods. Dude, no way, Freaky. That's such an easy game. You got to be pulling my leg on that one, man. I'm playing Pokemon Diamond right now. I've been on a Pokemon Diamond kick. I got hooked on it with my second wife's nephew. I always had to play Pokemon with him because that was his favorite thing to do, and I'd help him catch Pokemon and beat Gym Masters. And ever since then, I like to play it every now and then. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. It is. It's easy. I'll be honest with you, I haven't played a Ghostbuster game since the 80s, so I don't know what they're like now. Which one were you playing, Freaky? I haven't played one since the 80s. I mean, if you got me hooked on Fortnite, I have yet to play that. So I still have a Game Boy SD, and that's what I'm playing Pokemon Diamond on. I still like playing that from time to time. Yeah, Ronnie, I've not played Fortnite, so I don't know how that is. Give me a second here. Let me get caught up. Sorry, I was answering a text. I don't feel bad. I tried playing that game with Link. Forgot the name. It's place on PlayStation and got dizzy. Look, man, I haven't played the new ones, man. So that new one may be hard. I don't know. Tyler says, I just got a PS5. I play mostly Call of Duty and Modern Warfare. I love them. They're in GT5. I love Call of Duty and Modern Warfare. And that's so funny. I had a kid. So I was at a bar playing some pool one time. And I think I was just got back from one of my deployments. I can't remember what the situation was. But it was a bunch of us military cats that got together. And I'm playing pool, and this chick came up, was hitting on me, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, man. I seen she had a dude. I was like, I'm not about that. So I gaffed her off. And the kid came up to me and like, spun me around and got my face. Said, what are you doing hitting on my girl? I said, bud, I don't know what you're talking about. I said, I'm not hitting on her. She's hitting on me. I said, you might want to step back. I said, because if you don't, something bad's going to happen. He's like, I've played the most modern virtual military training deals there is on the market. I am such and such level on Call of Duty and all that stuff. And I just started laughing. I mean, I just busted out laughing my ass off about it. I turned to my buddy. I said, is this cat for real? He goes, yeah, these kids think that that's a true military training, virtual training sites. I was like, this is so funny. I looked at him. I said, son, let me tell you now. I said, we use, certain softwares for virtual training in the military. Those games ain't even close. I mean, not even a twinkle in the eye of the shit that we use for virtual training. It's a damn video game. It's make believe, bub. You might want to step back. You're about to get hurt. And he kept going on and on. And next thing you know, he caught a pull cue between his eyes there, snapped that pull cue in half, took the fatty end and hit him behind the knees and then back of the head. And I looked at that girl. I said, you might want to get your little boy here and get the fuck out of here like quick. It pissed me off. They had a rock band to it. And the rock says, I played Mojang. I haven't played GTA in a long time, man. Godzilla Destroys All Monsters, Melee Remaster is coming out. It's all the reason I got. I can't see spending the money on that. On them, that's way too much money to be spending. I wait till years and years later before I buy that when it's cheaper. All the kids' logic, I technically qualify as a monster hunter because I play Castlevania. Dude, I love Castlevania. Dude, no kidding. I was looking up some games for GameCube, some Pokemon games for GameCube. They're like $250 a piece or something. Oh, that's sad. Kyle's apartment burned down today. I was wondering why I was getting that text. Kyle's apartment burned down today. I hate hearing that. I love Black Flag, dude. I love Black Flag. To me, it's not a true Assassin's Creed game. Don't get me wrong. It's not an Assassin's Creed game, even though it is called that. It's not. They have destroyed the Assassin's Creed games. I still love playing that game though. That and Valhalla. Yeah, no kidding, Kyle. Oh yeah, I've got Luigi's Mansion. I still love playing on my Nintendos. My Nintendos are my first loves. I mean, the first game console I ever had was an Atari, and when Nintendo came out with NES, I had gotten one. Me and my little brother had gotten one for Christmas. And so I grew up on them consoles. But before there was Nintendo NES, all we had was Atari when I was a kid. Yeah. Yeah, I love playing that stuff. You made Henry Rollins smile for a split second. That's sorry, man. It's true. The Assassin's Creeds games nowadays ain't Assassin's Creeds. I'm sorry, they're not. But it is what it is. I still play the originals and everything. I still play Black Flag and Valhalla. I love them. They're fun to play, but no. So with that being talked about, with my door swinging open, Black Flag was a band too. Yeah. Yeah, dude, Atari was badass, Tanya. How you doing? Red Dead Redemption. I've played it and beat it, and I've only played it once. It's all right. I've played it and I've beat it, but it's all right. They messed up the remaster version of Black. I didn't know they did a remaster to it. I'll have to check into that. I didn't know they did that. There's a Bigfoot in Red Dead Redemption. I've seen that. Is that on the remake? Because I don't remember that on the first one. There's a Bigfoot in Red Dead Redemption 2. Okay, I haven't played that one. Okay, yeah, I haven't played that one. But so after my door flung open, this was all this week. So it's like a week later that all this happened. I started getting the exact same whistle, the exact time, in between each whistle, exact pitch. I mean, everything was the exact same. The pitch of the whistle, where it was coming from, the distance in between each whistle, it never altered, day or night, for like 3 days straight. Graphics are crazy. I'll look into that. And I never could find the source of this whistle. Now, there was times at night that I would hear something besides the whistle too, and it sounded like a little girl's joyful scream. You know how little girls are when they get excited and do that little high-pitched, excited scream? I would hear that with the whistle too. I get whistling when extraterrestrials are around. Yeah, I mean, whistling's tied to paranormal. It's tied to supernatural. It's tied to cryptids. A lot of things whistle at night. But it was, let's see if I can imitate it. It was I'm trying to do it and it's getting hard. Anyways, it's something similar to that. Oh, what did I miss? Had to look it up. The game is called Zelda. I love Zelda. Apparently, they based a movie on the game. Dude, Zelda is like my favorite game of all times. I love Zelda. That's like my favorite. See, you learn something new all the time right there. So yeah, so I had that door fling open, and now I've had whistling, and every now and then it sounds like a excited girl's "Hey Roger," high pitched squeal. The high pitched squealing only happened at night. The whistle happened nonstop for 3 days. And I started telling myself, like, I can't find a source for this. This is not normal. And that's telling me that this is something supernatural. I mean, I just started going down the list. What could this be? Yes, this could be a Bigfoot. Bigfoot's not going to do it 24/7. So that took the cryptids off the shelf for that conversation. What my first thought was a bird, but I was like, no, a bird's not going to do it at night. So that took that off. And then I was going Bigfoot, and took that off the list. So they're not going to do it 24/7 nonstop for 3 days. So then I started looking, okay, this is going to be something supernatural or paranormal. That is the only two things can fit this category. And the door being flung open, that still can be supernatural, even though I'm pretty sure it's paranormal. I can't deny that that could be supernatural as well. So I've got something either supernatural or paranormal out here that's been trying to get my attention. And I started following it. It was during the daytime when I did. I wasn't about to do it at nighttime. And I went so far before I stopped. I was like, I'm going back to the house. I don't like this. I just kept getting images of old supernatural, things that happen and draw people away. You never see them again. That started going through my head. Finally I started thinking logically instead of, I got to find what this is. What if it took turns for a 24 period? No, because it was the same. It was the exact same. It never changed. If it was a different cryptid doing it, there'd be some slight differences to it, and there was no slight differences. The whistle was 24/7, and that little girl squeal was only at night. But the whistle still happened at night, too. I mean, it was going on day and night, nonstop for 3 days. Hey, Jason, not bad, man. So, end up working a fair yesterday. Made me some $100, made me $100. I'm a little sore from it, but I couldn't pass up some extra money in my pocket. So that's kind of what I'm dealing with. I'm like, I'm dealing with something that's either supernatural or paranormal. Now, could the door be separate than what was going on outside? Yes, it could be separate than what was going on outside. Could it be tied to what was going on outside? Absolutely, that could be the case too. Years ago, I encountered the Grays here in North Carolina this week. Oh, crapper. So, Brad, that brings back some memories. Yeah. I see they're hitting this admitting there's UFOs and aliens pretty hard this week, which was some of the word that I got that I let's say I heard. We'll just say that I heard that this week, 4th of July week, was going to be a huge week for both finances and exposure. And basically what I heard was the main thing was going to be about UFOs and aliens. And I've kind of noticed that has been getting put out pretty hot and heavy this week. about admitting there's aliens, reptilians, and all these other types, these grays and these other types of Nordics and stuff like that that's out there. It's even on mainstream news. When they did do this disclosure stuff, they did give you any information. When they do this disclosure stuff, do they give you any information that you did not know yet? Now, it was stuff I already knew, but they were basically what I heard was they were going to the slow drip is now coming into a small stream. Well, that's just how I'm going to put it. That's about the best analogy I can give it. It's not going to be a full blown faucet flooding type deal yet, but we've now went from the drip stage to the small stream stage, and I'm seeing that everywhere now. Mainstream news, I mean, they're admitting of these aliens. They came out and admitted, yeah, we're dealing with reptilians and we're dealing with Nordics and we're dealing with grays and everything we've talked about that people said we were conspiracy theorists. They're admitting that we were right. I've been going out and looking. I've seen some ships, but don't think there was theirs. I didn't signal any, but I know they know where I am always. Yeah. I can't remember. I'm trying to get caught up on some of those. Is that Urso was sent out? Let me see that. No, I gotta wait for it to pop up here. Yeah, okay. I can't remember if that's one of them I saw or not. Urso, I've been trying to play catch up on your stuff. I think I've got like 4 videos left to watch that you sent me. Truth is out there. So, and then what I heard is actually happening, both on the financial side and the exposure side. That stuff is coming out. The next step is we're going to hear about all these famous people and politician stuff. That's going to go from a drip to a full stream here pretty soon too. In fact, we're starting to see that already taking place as of this week as well. So I'm kind of excited about this stuff because everything that everybody told me I was a crackpot on, it's happening right now. So, when people like me and everybody else does the shows on cryptids, paranormals, and supernaturals, UFOs, aliens, and stuff like that, I get excited about this stuff because not only do I deal with this day in and day out and I have most of my life, now it's starting to come out into the public. I need some fries, man. Tanya says, I think they are conditioning people to not believe anything unless it comes out officially by the news or anything. That's why this has been exposed, is to go, hey, these people are right. I mean, JFK Jr. himself even said, guess what? He goes, I feel bad for these conspiracy theorists. And he goes, because everything they said has come out true. They're running out of conspiracies. Even they are admitting, he's like, look, this stuff is true. People's been telling you for a long time. Don't listen to these people. These people are trying to hide it for you. They're actually getting it out for us like they're supposed to. I think I watched the 11-hour ones. I'm still like 12 hours left. Oh, yeah. CIA, I hope, doesn't get away with MK Ultra. You're going to be seeing a lot of, you won't see everything. You won't see everything. That's just the truth. Most of humanity can't handle the truth of everything that was being done to us. So when this stuff finally comes out, you're going to see a small portion of it because bulk of humanity can't handle the pure evilness, vastness, and darkness of the stuff that was being done to us. Right, but it was already true without their exactly, Tanya, and that's why they're putting it out here, because the people that was keeping it hidden from us, it made us think that we're all crackpots. And these guys are going, look, these guys are, I mean, it was straight out of the horse's mouth. They said, these guys have been correct. That's why they're getting it out there, because it was being held from us for so long. They're afraid about the compensation for the people who have had them doing things too. There's going to be some compensation coming out. There is. Look at all the deaths they did. Yeah, there's if you notice that part, if it's a part that I think you're thinking about, that's already being exposed to what these people did. And there's going to be some, but it'll never fulfill the full need of it. You can't put a price on something like that. Most of their definitely dead now. Some aren't dead. We'll want to, yeah. There's been stuff that's been going on for the last 10 years. But because of a certain person, that person can't be tied to what's going on. Because he was demonized so much that person's name will not be attached to it. Because then, even with it all coming out, a lot of humanity won't believe it because this gentleman was demonized so much. I survived it. Not by much, but I survived it. So, but, and that's what makes me happy is, because we can do these shows now, and less people are looking at this as conspiracy theorists now because they're starting to realize, okay, these guys weren't lying. They've got places all over, Roxanne. They got places all over. You forgetting, I used to work with the CIA when I was dealing with drug cartels. Trust me, they got places all over. They got their hands in so much shit. I mean, the black suits are everywhere. Not to the level that they were, but they are still running it. Yes. That has been dropped down dramatically compared to what it used to be. Well, let's see who that is. I'm not sure who that is yet. There's going to be a lot of reversing of stuff that was done to us, too. Hey, Blue. Told you the CIA and the U.S. Navy was in Peru before the face peelers by 2 weeks. I think I remember that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's been a lot of that going on, Roxanne. A lot of that going on. What did I miss? I must have missed something. Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, there's... yeah, they got places all over. I've had to deal with them black suits on occasion, especially dealing with drug cartel. Mainly when I was dealing with drug cartel. Some of the pirate stuff, but mainly dealing with drug cartel, I've had to deal with them black suits. They had their fingers in all that stuff. Which at the time, I didn't realize what was actually going on. It wasn't until later in life I realized what was going on, and that's what pissed me off. I didn't see that. Whoever said that, did you see the explosion in the Alaskan base? No, I did not. Oh, running. Yeah, I haven't seen that yet. I haven't been on the internet a whole lot here lately. I've been kind of taking a break from it. It said base, didn't he? Let me get back up there. Oh, you said bass. Ha! Oh, I thought you said base. Sorry, I was trying to read it on this little itty bitty thing over here. The CIA has an office in North Carolina, Chapel Hill, where Fauci had his lab before Wuhan thing. Yeah, a lot of that stuff was created here and then went to another country, and the other country is supposed to be exposing it, and then it went to Wuhan. It's a huge explosion that went off at the site up in Alaska or somewhere. It was a giant light explosion. I need to find that. Yeah, I haven't been on the internet a whole lot here lately. I'll be honest with you. I've been researching some stuff I've been listening to the Book of Enoch for most of the week. Every now and then I'll take a break, try to get caught up on some videos. This is like the third time that I've listened to the Book of Enoch. It's easier for me to hear the books than it is for me to read them. And every time I listen to it, I find something new, which was originally what today's show was going to be about. Ones that come from my house in 2018 when I had a gray encounter. That's where ones came from. Oh, there it is. Oh, or so. Okay. That's where the ones, I thought that's who it was. Came from my house in 2018 when I had the gray encounter. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the exposure of, we were supposed to make a deal with the Nordics, but we had to meet a certain criteria. So they end up making a deal with for technology. All that stuff was exposed in Congress the other day. But yeah, that's today's original show was prompted because of listening to the Book of Enoch and stuff that I've missed that I should have known, and somehow just never registered in my thought cage. And then I was listening to it and it finally clicked and registered. So I guess I wasn't meant to register it until this point here. But yeah, this dealing with giants. One of them I can tell you now because it's not going to be part of the show was it never dawned on me before. And I made this comparison with cryptids. I made this comparison with all of us humans across this planet. We are genetically similar to angels because we can have offsprings with angels. You heard of the emerald tablets? Yes, the emerald tablets are extremely interesting. I'm still studying those. I've actually stepped away from it for a little bit, and I need to get back on that. Emerald tablets are extremely interesting, running. Where some of the Nazi scientists on MK, yeah, they're exposing a lot of that stuff. They were talking about that at the Congress too, Roxanne. Yeah, they're exposing all that stuff. I remember that was, hey, Blue. I remember that being one of the things that's been coming out too is that stuff there. That's been exposed. A lot of this so-called cloud seeding they did was supposed to help our environments that destroyed it. A lot of stuff you're seeing now is the stuff that's reversing it. If you notice, we're starting to get our natural weathering patterns back. It's a little chaotic from time to time, and it's going to be because you're destroying what was being negative in the air. And once all of it's gone, it'll be back to normal. But that's why we're starting. Like Missouri used to have 4 seasons. Then it seemed like we only had 2. Now we're getting back to the 4 seasons again. Freaky says, I think I heard one guy seen and read them, and I've not yet to hear pictures of them or shared of green emerald tablets. Yeah, the green emerald tablets, the emerald tablets are very fascinating, very, very fascinating. And I needed to get back to researching that some more because I'm not going to say that I'm a true believer in emerald tablets. But there's a lot of stuff there that coincides with a lot of other research I've did. On how authentic they are, I will not give an answer yet. I will not give my opinion on if they're authentic or not. I can tell you they're very interesting. I just had to step away from it for a little bit because it was consuming too much of my time. And I was researching a bunch of other stuff at one time. But a lot of other stuff that I've researched, the emerald tablets back up a lot of that research. So I'm very, very interested in them emerald tablets. Which oddly enough coincides partly with what we was doing today's show about too. That the people of the Bible, biblical characters of the Bible that we were taught were regular humans. And that's what I want to leave that at. So from what I've told her, I've kind of seen both, Freaky. Some people say they are actual emerald tablets. Some will tell you it was just, I can't remember if it's wood or clay, but it's emerald color. I can't tell you 100% on that. I got the race partial bit one of the read. Okay, I got to read a partial bit of one of the Emerald tablets because they're in one of the dead languages that I've studied. That's cool. Yeah, and that's the one thing that's got me a little worried because there's a lot of misinterpretation on a dead language. Things get mixed up very, very easily. And that's kind of the reason why I'm not 100% sold on it yet, because I'm wondering how much of this language is wrong, interpreted wrong. I don't know why, but the band We Might Be Giants just came to mind. I know, right? God, I ain't heard that in a long time. Dang, cats are in my kitchen. And hey, Matthew, check out the author's statement after writing the. Oh, that was you? Bad boy. You know better. You know better. Bad boy. Check out the author's statement after writing the book and check out what the Egyptologists say about the tablets. I think I've seen those. I need to check it again, Matthew, to make sure I'm correct. But I remember something about the Egyptologist talking. I need to read. I need to look. It's been a little while since I looked into it. So I mean, my memory is not as good as it was. There's the gold tablets that were gotten out of the cave and was taken by a monk who fled into the mountains. I've heard of that. I've not had a chance to look into that one, but I've heard of that. Yes, or so. Boar got into the sink like he's not supposed to. That's what he did, Roxanne. Boar was being a bad boy. Boar has been on his little toddler tantrum here lately. Groan at me all you want. You are. You know you were. You got in trouble. You can groan all you want. Now he's laying on my feet trying to suck up to me because he knew he got in trouble. He got busted. Okay, it's almost top of the hour and I'm almost out of water, so I got to top off on some water here soon. I sweat so much last night, I feel like I still ain't hydrated. I drink so much Gatorade and a bunch of other stuff trying to replenish my electrolytes. And still ain't like, I'm not, no, he's in trouble. He was a bad boy. He gets in trouble, just like any of my animals. They do something wrong, they don't get trouble. I don't baby them afterwards because then they never learn. Now he's acting like a little toddler right now. He's being a pain. He's my buddy though. He knows he's done bad. That's why he's laying on my foot. Got his head against my leg. Nope. I'm not looking at his innocent eyes. He's under my desk. I'm not babying him after he got in trouble. Because then he won't learn. He'll think it'd be okay because all you can do is give him sad puppy dog eyes and he'll get away with whatever he wants. No, it don't work that way. He's in trouble. He was a bad boy. But it was framed. My ass, you can't get any guiltier. You caught red-handed. He come running in here after he did it. That's why I went mute for a second. I was like, get out of my kitchen. I thought it was the cats and it ended up being him. That's when I knew. It was like, okay. I was like, I got to apologize to the cats here in a little bit. Because usually it's them ones getting in my sink like they're not supposed to. Now it's him. But yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. It's strange right now, and there's a lot of good stuff. I mean, stuff we've been waiting on, stuff we've been talking. You better not. I know what you're thinking. No, I'm keeping an eye on you now because you already did something you weren't supposed to do. No, you can kiss my butt all you want. I know exactly what you was getting ready to do because you thought I was being sidetracked again. You done got busted. So it means I got to watch you because I know what you're doing. No, you're too big to be in this chair. This is a small chair. This ain't my fluffy chair. This is a small chair. Yeah. Well, it is. But I knew what you was going to do. So kissing my butt's not going to fix it. I know you too. I know your tricks. You do the same thing all the time. All right, now get down. You're too big to be in this chair. It's too hot. Yeah. He got his lovin's. But come back over here and lay down. Don't steal this pillow. You know you don't like it when you steal this pillow. Come over here. Lay down. Lay down right here. Last thing I need you two getting in an argument because you think you've got to steal his pillow. Let's see who said that. Hey, Jessica. How's it going? Sorry, I forgot you was on a show the other day, and I went to call you, and I ended up was like, oh, I was driving, so I just tuned into your show because I forgot. As soon as I dialed, I went, oh crap! I seen the time, and I shut off real quick. So I was like, she's on a live. I was like, oh crap, she's on a live. So I had to hop in it, but I was driving home. I think it was Thursday night. So, but so yeah, you know, without that being said, you know, what am I dealing with out here? Oh, I will. I forgot. I was brain farting. You know, am I dealing with supernatural or am I dealing with paranormal or am I dealing with both? I deal with both all the time. So I can't say that this recent activity was one or the other or both. I can say it's probably both. The whistling, little girl squealing, I'm going to say that's probably more supernatural, where my living room door being flung open like that, that's probably paranormal. And, you know, it's that stuff we deal out with. Now, I've had in the past where I've had a little girl, it sounds like she's playing and doing her little scene down by my old trailer that I thought was my kids one night and they were asleep. I've had that happen a few times. That sounds spooky. Yeah, I just finished up here in the office, Jessica, was walking through my dining room and was heading to my fluffy chair in my living room, and my front door violently swung open. And I didn't think it was, I thought it was the wind at first till I realized my outside door didn't rattle. So I knew it wasn't the wind. And then I've got some whistling that went on for 24/7 for 3 days straight. And then at nighttime for a couple of days, I've had a little girl's happy squeal go on at night along with the whistling. I've had a lot of weird stuff going on here. So I was kind of curious who else has been kind of seeing a lot of that stuff too lately. But I mean, I've had a little girl that lived down in my old trailer. And I've had to get onto her before because she likes to play with my stuff and not put it up. And so there's one day I got home and I just got tired of it. And I told her, I was like, you're going to have to leave my stuff alone or you're going to have to go. And I'm getting tired of picking up after you. So I got to pick up after my kids. I got to pick up after myself and my animals. I don't want to have to pick up after you. So if I got to continue doing that, I'm going to evict you. And she stopped doing it. Well, every now and then I'll hear her outside my old trailer playing. She just kind of humming around and doing a little giggles, and just like a little girl does when she's playing. I'll hear it every great once in a while. I'll hear it outside down by my old trailer. Now, is that the same as that little girl squeal I was hearing for 2 nights in a row? No. That one there was something different. It was in a different location, which, yes, she could have moved, but that was different than her normal. So, yeah, I don't think it was her. She still stays down in that other trailer. She hasn't moved up here since I bought the property and moved into the main house. She just likes it down there in that trailer. Oh, top of the hour. Thank you. Let's do, because I didn't get a chance to do my book commercial yesterday, Roxanne. So let's do my book commercial. Everybody, this is some information on my books. You need to get a drink real quick, get you something. I know I got to top off of my water. Here we go. Hey everybody, if you like reading, man, I wrote that song because there ain't no song out there about reading a book. I found it. There are very few, if there's any. So I wrote that for my book commercials. I write cryptid horrors, historical fiction cryptid horrors, historical fictions, sci-fi. I'm getting ready to actually write my very first historical book, which is based. It's going to be about all of the different humanity creations stories that's told by civilizations from across this world throughout time. I've got quite a bit of stuff saved up on it. I've been doing a buttload of research on that. There is actually multiple human creation stories out there from different religions. So that's going to be an interesting book. That's something I'm not used to writing. I'm working on it, but if you go to amazon.com/author/Ed Testerman, you can follow my author's fan page. If you do that, anytime I release a book, it'll let you know before anybody else. And all I ask is for me and any other author that you do, rate and comment our books, please. That helps us get our books out to everybody else. Yeah, Roxanne, I can. I like to write. I mean, it's hard for me to write. You'll see my progression through my books from Saga Grimson Book 1 in the beginning, when I didn't have these programs that helps me write. I'm dyslexic. I'm not going to sit there and deny it. I've never denied it. I'm dyslexic, so reading and writing is like very hard for me. I'm not letting that stop me from writing. I've now got different programs. I've got people to help me. Roxanne's one of them that helps me with my editing because I like to write. I always have. I've been published before, but nothing major like what I'm doing now. I've currently got 8 books out there. I've got Saga Grimson Book 1, The Beginning, Saga Grimson Book 2, Black Death. I've got the Einhyar Book 1, Emergence, which is my sci-fi. I've got Vangerian Guard Book 1, House of Battle, which takes place in World War II, off of stories from the Allied soldiers in World War II. And I seen Miss Anthropic in there. Hey, I'm glad you're doing that stuff on the World War II. World War II is a fascinating subject, and that's the reason why the Einhyar Book 1, The Emergence, came out, was based off of stuff from World War II. I've got the Dulce, which is my Mountain Man series out there, Viking Age, Secrets of Mercia. I've got the Dawn of Armageddon, Rise of the Draugr, Dawn of Armageddon, and I've got Beast of the Ozark's First Kill. All them books are, and a lot of my books, you can historically look it up, get on NASA and look it up, or you can get on modern maps and look up this stuff, and it's all there in my books. Most of my modern stuff, you can literally get on Google Earth or go to that city that I'm talking about. And as you read the book, follow in the footsteps of the characters of the book. Every place, every location, everything you can physically go see, or follow it on Google Earth on my modern stuff. So if you love to ride, read, love to ride. Yeah, I love to ride. If you like to read, love to read, please go check out my books. Follow my author's fan page, rate and comment my books. Let me get them out there. Let's see. I didn't miss anything else. But yeah, I wrote that. I listened to it and I like it, but I'm like, I probably could have done it. Of course, I'm always critiquing my own work. I'm like, man, I probably could have done something a little different than that. Yeah, I do running. I do a lot of audio books. 6 out of my 8 of my books are on audio. The other 2, I'm working on getting them on audio. But yes, I struggle with reading. So for me, audiobooks is better. Plus, I'm always listening to books. When I'm going to work, when I'm at work, coming home from work, I'm always listening to books when I'm traveling or doing something. If I'm not listening to the book, I'm playing catch up on podcasts that I may have missed from people that I follow. A lot of times I don't get a chance to catch a live because I'm busy doing something else. So that's what all I do when I'm traveling is I'm listening to books or I'm listening to podcasts. I'm always learning something. My grandpa Steinman always said, No, my great grandpa Testament always said it. He said, "Son, every day that you're alive, you learn something new. The day you stop learning is the day that you die." He goes, "But even then, you learn something new." So, my great grandpa Testament, my grandpa Steinman, they were very big on making sure that I know that I need to learn and to always learn, always try to learn something. You're in clanking, you're the only one in the house right now. Cleanse your home, Roxanne. Cleanse your home. It's interesting. You got the cats. Cats could be into something. Unless they're giving me the kitty kisses right now. Cats could be into something. No, I'm not a part of Knights Templar. I want to be. I just haven't had the money to join in that organization. I'm just Blue Lodge. I'm the highest degree you can get in Freemasonry, which is a 3rd degree Master Mason. That is the highest. I don't care what anybody says. You're full of crap. The highest degree you can get is what I got, which is a 3rd degree Master Mason. Now, there's further education where the other degrees come into, but that's not the highest. That's further education. I am the highest degree that you can get. I'm a big audiobook guy. I love audio. Hey, Jeff. Dungeon Crawler, Carl, book 5 right now. I haven't heard of that one, Jones side. It's actually funny you bring that up about the Templar running, because I've actually got my application here for the Templars because I've always wanted to be a Templar, but I have not had the money or the opportunity to do it. So, yeah, anybody tells you that, 32nd and 33rd is the highest you can get in Freemasonry, they don't know anything about Freemasonry. That is a bald-faced lie. The highest you can get is what I am, 3rd degree Master Mason. Your basis for your masonry is what I am, and that's Blue Lodge. You have to be Blue Lodge before you're anything else. Hey, Robin. You want to be a Mason, you got to ask a Mason. It's a fraternity, not an organization. I always laugh at that when they call us an organization. We're not an organization. We're a fraternity. McFarland is going to TV series on Peacock. Oh, is he? It costs money to be a Templar? Yeah, it costs money, Tanya. It costs money to do anything. It costs money for me to be in the Blue Lodge. If I want to go Scottish Rite, I want to go York Rite. If I want to be a Shriner, if I want to be a Templar, whatever it is I want to be, it costs money to do that. I just don't have the money. My great grandpa was a Shriner. He was in York Rite and he was a Shriner. But he stayed true to his Blue Lodge, is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to stay true to your Blue Lodge. And your Blue Lodge comes before anything else. And a lot of people don't do that, sadly. A lot of people don't. A lot of people join Blue Lodge and then go do everything else and forget their Blue Lodge, and that's wrong. Blue Lodge takes place over anything else. Yeah, but I do have my application. That's what this here. I forgot I had this because I filled it out, but I never had the money. That's not good, man. My pepper turkey sandwich damn near choked it. Oh my God, or so that's not good. So, yeah, it's funny, but yeah, I mean, I've never kept it a secret. I am a Freemason, and I can tell you, I know thousands and thousands and thousands of Freemasons that are just like me. We care about our country, we care about our people, and we care about the truth being out there. I used to work with this old lady who had a blue Mason's tag on the front of her car. So her husband must have been a Mason. She would be Eastern Star. She wouldn't be a Freemason. She would be Eastern Star. And anybody tells you that the Eastern Star is females only, they also don't know what they're talking about. My great grandpa was in Eastern Star along with my great grandmother. My great grandpa was a Freemason. My great grandmother was Eastern Star, and they both went to Eastern Star together. They both played roles. Eastern Stars both were a Freemason and their wife. It's like some jackass tripped and fell with the pepper snack and didn't bother to clean it up. I may or may not have done that before too. Yeah, just because she's got one eye, that's not going to stop her from being a Eastern Star or her husband being a Freemason. Yeah, I've buried too many brothers here this past year. I've had too many of my brothers that's in Freemasons that's passed away, and that's a different subject. There's evil parts. Don't get me wrong, there is. It's not Freemasons. Um, Freemasons get a bad rep because of the PJ2 Masons, which was caught practicing Luciferian. And that's why they were expelled from the fraternity, because they were practicing Luciferian. You cannot, absolutely cannot practice Luciferian and be a Freemason. You have to believe in God. That is one of the key things. You have to believe in God. That's why I laugh about all the stuff I hear on the internet and in other places. I was like, you guys don't know your ass from a hole in the ground when it comes to Freemasons. Because I hear all that crap. They don't know nothing. And what's sad is they mislead people all the time because they act like they know things and they don't know shit. They don't know a damn thing. Even the ones that claim that they were and they got out, when I start hearing them talk about the crap, I start laughing. It's like, you were never a Freemason. I can tell by the stuff you're saying you was never a Freemason. Now, I've had to kick people out because of stuff they've done. I'm a past master and current master in my lodge, and sadly, I've had to expel people because of the stuff they're doing. It goes against Freemasons. We don't do that. Now, is there evil people that's gotten into Freemasonry that's went and done some bad stuff? Sadly, yes, that's true. That's not Freemasons in a whole. That's just those individuals. Some of them's been expelled. Some of them, I don't know how they got away with it, but they did. They should have been expelled. I don't know why they weren't expelled. That wasn't here in Missouri. That was in other states. And I'm like, how the hell do you get away with that? That goes against Freemasonry, and you're supposed to be expelled from the fraternity because of that. And that kind of shit pisses me off because I don't have a say in any other state but Missouri because I'm part of Missouri's Freemasons. But I've heard stuff all the time. I'm like, I don't know how they get away with that crap. We don't play that. We don't, even in my lodge, we don't play that. No. Yeah, that's no shit or so. I ain't going to mention the states, but I'm pretty sure you can probably guess what state I'm talking about. Well, there's 2 states, and they're fairly close to each other. It means to be blacklisted in the community by a Mason. Oh, you mean blackballed? Blacklisted? Means you've done something wrong. You've done something wrong. You're under investigation. And if they can find proof to what you did was wrong, you get expelled from the fraternity. I am not going to go into details of the people that I had to do it to. But I guarantee you, everybody in this chat room would agree with me that what they did was wrong. We've got the same beliefs as most other people do. But we're not an organization. We're a fraternity. Now, there's a difference between Freemasons and Ancient Free and Accepted Masons. I'm an Ancient Free and Accepted Mason. So there is a difference. And that's something else people don't know. There is a difference between Freemasons and ancient free and accepted Freemasons. I'm an ancient free and accepted Freemason. Yeah, community. They play no role. They have no say. Once the investigation is over, if they are found guilty, they're expelled. If they are not found guilty, they're allowed to pursue. Your grandfather was a Mason? Yeah, most of my family were Masons. Yeah, I was actually shocked. I never realized it until I joined myself. How many family members I've actually had that were Freemasons? I knew great grandpa was. That was the only one. I didn't know my uncles were. I didn't know a lot of my. I had a history of family and Freemasons. I never knew it. So, I love being. I love being a Mason. I really do. It was one of the greatest things that ever happened to me. It helped me really to get my feet on the right path, and that's our job, is to turn men into better men. Literally, that's our mission, is turn men into better men, and it did. It gave me a path to walk on that has really been beneficial to me. But if anybody tells you, oh, you're a rich person when you join Freemasons, I'm a Freemason. I'm the farthest thing from rich. I mean, I struggle from paycheck to paycheck every day, and I'm a Freemason. You get Freemason, you get promotions. I've earned every single promotion I've ever got. I was never given nothing. And there's Freemasons at my work. Just curious, because I find a black list paper wasn't from a family member, but someone else in their lodge. Yeah. Probably shouldn't have found that, but yeah, that means they're under investigation. I don't know if they're expelled or not. I don't know, but that's a completely different organization. Illuminati, another one they claim is part of Freemasons, not a part of Freemasons. Owls, Skull and Bones, none of them are part of Freemasons. I was a Brownie Scout and a Girl Scout. Yeah, I was a Boy Scout. Yeah, that's another big misunderstanding. Owls Club, Skull and Bones, Illuminati, none of those are Freemasons. There may be members that were Freemasons or are Freemasons, but that is not tied to Freemasonry at all. Not at all. That's why I get so aggravated and I laugh at people, because it's like you're blowing smoke up people's skirt and you don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah, my grandfather's owl necklace. That's cool. Yeah, it's not currently passed down from my great grandparent. What? Let me get back. Ursula says, I have my grandfather's owl necklace. Okay. Tanya says, it's not currently passed down from my great grandparent. Yeah, I don't know. It's not supposed to be passed down, period. Have you been in the Illuminati website? It's strange what they put up. I've had people supposedly being a part of the Illuminati trying to recruit me, but no, I've not been on it because I want no part of Illuminati. That's an evil ass organization. I want no part of it. You actually have a lot. Yeah, it's not supposed to be passed down unless a member is a Freemason. It's not supposed to be passed down. So, yeah. Have you been in? I haven't been on it. I don't want to get tied to it. I mean, I've had people supposedly, like I said, that was tied to Illuminati trying to recruit me. I was like, no, I never responded. Nothing. I want no part of that evil ass organization. Went on it once, never did it again. Yeah. It's that Skull and Bones, Owls, Illuminati. That's evil shit. I want no part of evil shit. Evil satanic crap. I want no part of that. That goes against God. It goes against humanity, and I want no part of that. And when I was younger and didn't know much about the Illuminati, did I want to at one time? Yes. But when I got older and found out what the Illuminati was actually about, I was like, no, I want no part of that. That's evil satanic shit, and I want no part of it. Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of too. I ain't gonna lie to you. And running at, I'm afraid of that myself because I know how organizations work, and I'm like, man, if I go check that out, and I'm now made their list, no, I'm good. I'm good. No, I want no part of that. Yeah, it's. Right, few priest when young adult is what started by the Catholics. Don't know if it's true or not. That could be. I try to stay away from that as much as possible. Um, Roxanne, I don't know. Sounds right. Honestly, I hate to say it, but that sounds right because a lot of them, from what I understand, are tied to the Catholic Church. So I mean, it makes sense, but I don't know enough on that to have an educated guess. I don't want no part of that. I want no part of them whatsoever. I was the member of the Squirrel Club at my local bank when I was a child. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. I used to be in Royal Rangers when I was in school. When I used to go to church often when I was younger. Told by the few priests when a young adult is started the Catholic. Oh yeah, never mind. Okay, yeah, yeah. Oh, you corrected it. That's what happened. I thought something new popped up and you just deleted your chat. Okay, yeah, that's funny. How was the Squirrels Club? It's like getting a card in the mail with your name saying you won all expense paid trip to Hawaii. You know, when you get there, you're getting handcuffs. Yeah, no kidding. With all things going on in the church, there's no telling what organizations we don't know about. Yeah. Well, like when a certain individual, when he done a first, how do I say this? When he first was in a certain office, went and visited a pope there in that time and handed him a letter and whispered in his ears, you need to wear your red shoes before you open this. There's a reason why all that was said to that pope. We'll leave it at that. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff from this American Pope, though. I guess he's really not putting up with the old school stuff. I don't know enough. I'm not Catholic. Never claimed to be Catholic. Never wanted to be a part of the Catholic or any of that. But from what I'm being told by certain people, he is not taking up with the old ways of the Catholic Church, and it's, I guess, ruffled a lot of feathers. I don't know. Squirrel Club is basically if you were a kid and had a savings account in your name. Oh, I guess that's one way to draw kids into the bank, man. The Pope is not as good as you think. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Pope. I really not. I know the Apostle John started Catholicism, but after he passed and other people started taking in and filling in for his shoes, the Catholic Church went a completely different way it was supposed to. And a lot of stuff their practices, if they stop and think about it, goes against what God said you're not supposed to go against the 10 Commandments even. That's not right. But I don't know. I know what people tell me. I don't know enough. I don't follow enough on it because it's not my gig, man. That's not my thing. I'm not a religious person by no means. I'm spiritual, but I don't like religion because religion is built by man and done wrong. Yeah, I've said that for years. I was just told by somebody that this, I guess it's the new pope. I don't know. I guess the new pope's from Chicago, and he doesn't play by the old school rules. I guess, and it's ruffled a bunch of feathers. I don't know. But yeah, the Vatican is completely evil. I'm highly convinced the Vatican is completely evil. Too many stuff that too many stuff comes from out of there or being done there or it's there that suggests that place is pure evil. A good example of it, if you truly are a Christian, Ireland's a prime example why religion doesn't work. I mean, if you're from Ireland, I'm sorry, but it's just the damn truth. I mean, you got the Catholics fighting the um, non-Catholics all the time over there. That goes against God. So you're not a true Christian if you're doing the stuff that goes against what God wants you to do. Too much evil in the Vatican. You're absolutely right, Roxanne. But I mean, look at you got the RA versus the Catholics in Ireland. Non-stop war. That goes against God. You know, you're not supposed to do that. So how can you claim to be a true Christian if you're doing that type of stuff? No, bullshit. I don't know who started it. Really don't give a crap who started it, honestly. It's not my circus, not my monkey, but it's wrong. I would, if I had to guess, that educated guess, my educated guess would be the Catholic Church started it because that's right up their alley with shit they do. But I don't know. I can't tell you for sure that's who started it or not. I don't even think they remember who started it. Half of my family came from over during the potato famine. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, a lot of them did. And a lot of the males got forced into the Civil War during that time frame too. The Yankees wanted soldiers and was losing their asses, so they were literally taking people right off the boat, saying, "Good, you're now a Union soldier. Go kill some Johnny Rebs." They didn't have a choice. They were treated like shit. They were literally slaves that were treated like shit. I felt bad for the Irish back in them time frames. They were treated badly. Them and the Chinese were treated very horribly back in that time frame. They were treated worse than any other civilization out there in the world. They were treated worse than any of them when they came to the United States. They were actually less than dogs to the American government back then. It's sad. And you don't believe me? Do the history. Look up the true history on it. During the Black Plagues, there was two types of people went in and grabbed them bodies: Irish and Chinese. No one else was allowed to because anybody else was considered too valuable. The Chinese and the Irish were not considered valuable, so they were the ones put in the Black Plague infested areas to gather the bodies up, to burn them. They came on a boat trying to get, help because of, starving families, and they get a gun forced in their hand saying, "Go kill people. Your wife and your kids will be taken care of here." That's not being treated like a human. That's not treated like somebody who's wanting to be an American. That was wrong. That was the Union during them time frames was an evil organization. I'm sorry, but you don't do that to another human being. That's wrong. But yeah, that's why I feel bad for the Irish and Chinese back in them times, because they literally were treated like crap. Worse than anybody else. Worse than some of my ancestors, my native ancestors. They were treated worse than them, and that's what's sad. And my native ancestors were treated like crap back then too. Hell, they had more rights than the Irish and the Chinese did. That's the thing about history, folks. You got to learn true history, not what mainstream education wants you to learn. You need to learn true history. Not what the mouthpiece on the TV says, not what that paid person in a classroom tells you. You need to learn true history. I was very fortunate in college. My history professor knew about true history and taught. He didn't teach what was told by him to teach. He taught you true history. And changed from the Catholic to Protestant. Yes. I just couldn't remember who started it. I was pretty sure it was the Catholic Church that started it, but I couldn't remember. I don't know. I just know it's the Catholics against the Protestants, and it's the war that's still going on to this day. And it's wrong. Chimera, if you want me, you're going to have to come in here. You got 4 legs. You got more legs than I do. I'm not coming in there and picking you up. You can walk. Come in here. You're in there whining. She is so spoiled. That dog, and my daughter spoiled the hell out of that dog. Henry VIII wanted a divorce. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. That's why he kept changing. Why he got so many divorces and kept changing religions all the time because of crap like that. Yeah, he had wives that mysteriously died, and he got divorces because they weren't producing offspring, or the offspring they were producing was females. And yeah, that just shows you right there how monarchy works. Pope would not grant the divorce, so he changed it. Hey, dude, come on. No, ow, your claws, dude. Now stop. You know better. Behave. You can't dig your claws into my legs, dude. You know better than that. That hurts. Look at me. Kick your butt. Hey, I'm gonna kick your butt. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. I didn't say wag your tail. I said give me a kiss. No, don't dig your claws on my legs. You're gonna have to get down again if you dig your claws on my legs. Keep your claws up here. Arr. Arr. Arr, 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 arr. Arr, 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 arr. Oh, yeah. Go get him! Go get him! Go get him! It's not King Henry's was not liked by his people after what he said about representation of religion. Yeah, King Charles, was it King Charles? I thought King Henry was one that was getting all divorces. Oh, you're talking about this? Oh, dude! Oh, now you go off and do it. What is it with you dogs and digging your claws into my legs? My God, girl. Oh, the current so-called King Charles, yeah. You are just a hot mess. You know that? I need to finish giving you your haircut. You know it? I've got your dreadlocks out of you, but I need to finish giving you your haircut. You look better now, though. But yeah. That's my ears. My mom's grandfather was released from indentured servitude in 1910. No, get down. Stop. I can't have all you animals up here. When he was Irish. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there was all different kinds of culture except for the one that we always hear about that was indentured servants. I mean, a certain little thing that's talked about a lot of days was abolished way before the Civil War. I mean, that was the whole point of the song of Amazing Grace. Came out during that time frame, and that's part of what Amazing Grace was talking about. That was all during the time that certain situation was abolished here in the U.S., but we had indentured servitude, which is still a type of that. After 10 years, they were released and allowed to either given a home and some land on the farm to help run it, or they can go all about their will. They had to do a 10-year time frame, and there was more than just one culture that was a part of that. We hear about the one, we don't hear about the others, and usually the others were treated worse than the one. That's what's sad. That's history, folks. But history's only the part of history you know is by the person who's got the loudest mouth. That's just facts. I know it's going to upset some people. It is what it is. I don't care. I'm not going to lie to nobody. That's just facts. You look it up. You can look, even the fact checkers on this thing can go look it up. Everything I said is 100% true. That's part of history. thing too. When you get all these cultures that come over here, and there's stuff attached to them cultures, supernatural wise. That's why you'll get an emergence of some supernatural things that not normally from this part of the world. It's come here because they do travel. My redneck were supporters of King Billy. My redneck were, what the hell is that word? The rednecky were supporters of King Billy. Oh, the rednecks were supporters of King Billy. King Billy. I don't know that name, King Billy. You mean Charles? The rednecks. I mean, I'm a freaking redneck, so what are you talking about? The rednecks were supporters of King Billy. You talking about King Charles? Or King Robert? The only King Robert I know was Robert the Bruce of Scotland. What do you mean by that, Ursa? I'm confused, man. You're gonna have to tell me. I'm a damn redneck. That's why the red handkerchief around the neck to support King Billy. Who's King Billy? I've never heard of King Billy. Never heard of that name. Oh, William III. Why didn't I think about that? William III II, also known as William of Orange, was the sovereign prince of the Orange from birth. Stadtholder of Holland, Zealand, Dutch Republic, 1672, and King of England, Ireland, Scotland, 1689, and that's it. That was way. I mean, that was way before the founding of this country. That's how the slang redneck came about. Dude, that's before he was alive before this country was even founded. He died in 1702. This country was founded in 1776. He died right about the time we was coming over here. He ruled for a little bit while we was coming over here, but I don't know, because I'm a redneck, and I'll tell you now, that's not where we got our name from. We got our name from it because the back of our necks are red from being out in the fields and outside working all day long. That's why we're called rednecks. That's why that's new to me. I've never heard that before. The term redneck primarily originates from the sunburned necks of poor rural white farmers and agriculture laborers who spent long hours toiling in the sun. Yeah, that's I always knew it because that's how I've always got that name. Agriculture laborers, union coal miners. Let's see. Agriculture laborers, 19th century. Union coal miners, 20th century. Over time, redneck shifted from the literal description of a sunburnt farmer to a derogatory slur used to stereotype rural working class people as undereducated or prejudiced. Today, while the term can still carry negative connections, it is used also frequently reclaimed by many in rural America as a badge of pride regarding their heritage and blue collar life. Yeah, that's exactly how I've known it too. It says it originated out of the lower Mississippi Valley. I'm looking at different that one there is from Southern cultures. It's 18. The redneck dates back to the 1800s, and in different parts of the country, at different times, the meaning shifted. So this is JSTR Daily. Let's see what this is. American rednecks date back to the 1800s, and in different parts of the country, different times, the meaning shifted. Over the course of nearly 200 years, it stood the following: poor Southern whites, and a name applied by the better class of people to the poorer class of inhabitants of the rural districts, a word used to degenerate white farmers within the party who supported populist reforms. White Presbyterians living in North Carolina, communist, oh, freaking communist. A term amongst others used alongside poor white trucks and crackers, white coal miners who belonged to labor unions in West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, Western Pennsylvania, Southern Illinois, and Indiana. And regardless of the position, uh, they are pretty degrading, characterizing perhaps the most popular among history books. According to Patrick Huber and Kathleen Dillon, the term originated on illusionist, sunburnt rednecks of farmers. It was not always used as a slur amongst whites. For example, wearing red neckties and kerchiefs to political rallies. Some Southerners claimed the label of a badge of class pride of the country's populist visitors. And I found a place there that was talking about the black tie or red ties or kerchiefs, and that's political rallies. It doesn't say when that was. So in the 1970s. Man, I'm sorry, I'm just not finding it. So that's new to me. I've never heard that before. Yeah, because I mean, even looking that up, I have found nothing. Nothing just says what you're talking about. The closest thing it was tied to a political party. Now it was a black tie or black handkerchief. You know, hillbilly originated from the people who lived in the mountains and the hills. That's where hillbilly came from. And redneck was the same thing I did. So I don't know. I don't know where the rest of that stuff. I mean, I was literally just reading it. It came out in the 1800s, and that was the slur word against rural workers, and just like I always thought it was too. And Scottish redneck. Oh, a Scottish redneck. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense now. Scottish redneck. Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I've never heard of that. It makes sense now if it's a Scottish redneck. I'm talking about an actual redneck. A Scottish redneck. Okay. term hillbillies from here too. In Scotland, they weren't called hillbillies; they were called hill folk, the Highlanders. The phrase Scottish redneck usually refers to the 17th century Scottish um, convariants. These lowland Presbyterians rebelled against the British crown in attempts to control the church, famously wearing blood red cloth around their necks to signify their allegiance. Many later migrated to the Appalachia, bringing the term with them. In 1640s, the Scottish Presbyterians rejected blue by the bishops and signed the National Covenant, sometimes using their own blood. Rebels against King Charles the First wore red bandanas and sashes around their necks to signify their position. The Scottish ruling class coined the term redneck as a provocative label for these religious dissidents. Migration to America, persecuted by the British Crown, thousands of the Scottish and Scottish-Irish Presbyterians fled to Ulster, Northern Ireland, before migrating to the American colonies in the 1700s. They largely settled in rugged backcountry of the Appalachian Mountains, where their culture, religious devotion, and term redneck eventually took root in America's South. Today, the definition of redneck has broadened into an American stereotype for working class rural people. While heavily associated with the Appalachians and southern U.S. regions, the term is directly linguistic descendants of those from early Scottish rebels. Never heard of that. So yeah, they weren't for King Charles; they were against King Charles. Yeah, hillbillies is a straight American term. Scottish people, they're known as Highlanders. So, I mean, that may be where it's from. I've never heard of that. I was always called that because the back of my neck's always sunburnt from working. And it was always the rich people who called us that. I'd have worked with a badge of honor. Fuck you. Yeah, it means I actually work for my money. I ain't giving it to me by on a silver spoon by my daddy and mommy because I can't get off my mommy's teeth. I'll work for everything I got. Yeah, I grew up in a family of hillbillies and rednecks. Most of my family were mountain folk. That's where we're at home. We're at home in the mountains. There can only be one. That's right, Robin. There can only be one. It was changed by other generations. Probably right then. So, yeah, it was. It was considered an insult. That's how I always grew up knowing it to be. I mean, I know some people that would get mad as hell because I call myself a redneck. And how can you do that? It's an insult. I said, not to me, it's not. My sister makes fun of my voice, says I have the Ozark slang. I told her I don't hear it. I don't hear it either. I got told in the military all the time. I still get it from the States. Like, man, you got one hell of an accent. Or yeah. I was like, I don't hear it. But oh my gosh, we're approaching the 2 hour mark already. Now that's interesting. I never knew that. So they were against King Charles or King William I forgot. King William the First, King Charles the First, King William. I thought it's King Charles. Now I'm second guessing my skills. So No, King William. Oh yeah, they do. Unless you're a New Yorker. That's about the only place on the East Coast you don't talk fast. There he is. I laughed my ass off on that No Kings protest, and they literally had a king from England here when they were doing it. It's like, why ain't you protesting that? That's an actual king. Though, but yeah, no, huh? That's I never heard that term, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, they were against that King William. Yeah, he does. Well, there's more truth to that statement than you realize. But he wasn't pretending to be what he wasn't. Yeah, Roxanne, there's more truth to what you're saying than you realize. No, I can't get too in depth onto that on YouTube. That's there's more truth to that statement than you realize. But yeah, I mean most of my kin, most of us, we're all hill folk. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, the real king wasn't pretending. Yeah. Uh, yeah. We'll just. That was such a funny ordeal. I'm sorry, man. I laughed on that whole ordeal. I was like, man, that is just too funny, man. That is just too funny. But we're getting ready to hit that 2 hour mark. So with closing statements, yeah, it's kind of interesting with the level of paranormal and supernatural activity that's going on here lately. And I mean, it's really stepped up around here too, and I've been trying to, I've been here. So I had a buddy of mine that was checking on my place for me while I was up in Jeff City doing schooling, and he felt like something was watching him. He goes, it wasn't like a beast, but kind of like human. He goes, I couldn't figure out it was in this one location. So he said, hey, he told his son and his son and his son's friend came up here, and they came back, and he goes, well, how was it? He goes, well, everything seemed fine. His motorcycle was good. House was fine. The animals were taken care of. He goes, but there was something in between the two drives that I can't explain it. He goes, it caused us to lock and load. And he goes, it felt like a human watching us, but not quite like a human watching us. And so I'm wondering if it ain't that werecat. Now HOD to watch season 3 is good so far. HOD. Oh, House of the Dragon. Now House of the Dragon. I've watched part of it. Yeah, I've watched part of that. Thanks, Jason. So yeah, I mean, between that stuff going on, paranormal activity pumped up here, man, I'm kind of curious of what's going on around the world. So everybody who shared their thoughts on it today, because I'm not the only one dealing with some weird stuff right now. That's awesome. Give him something with your smell on it to either wave your scent, to leave it for a bit, or be back. Yeah, I mean, my first thought it was my guest that's here quite often was kind of watching them. They said it didn't feel like it felt like a human, which makes me wonder if it wasn't that werecat that's been around here. So I'm still kind of looking into that too. So with that being said, thanks for joining me. There will not be another show next Saturday. We have our fundraiser, our Rock and Rides fundraiser. We're raising money up for Springville Public Schools and Wheeler Public Schools for Coach for Kids program. We raised enough money off that one-day event. We're now supporting 2 school programs instead of 1. So our car and bike show will be in Springfield next Saturday at the Foxhole off of Kearney and Clifton. If you're a local, you want to come up and visit me, you're more than welcome to come up and help support the public schools. You get to see me. I'll be running the car and bike show like I always do. So I'll be outside setting it up. I would love to see you guys. We'll have auctions. We'll have live bands. We'll have 50-50 draws. The establishment will have food and drinks to sell as well. Come up, check out the hot rods, the old cars, hot rods. Come check the bikes out. We're giving first, second, third place trophies away this year to anybody attend. So if you want to attend to our bike show and put a bike or car in, come up and do it. You just want to come up and see me, come up and see me. But I'll be next Saturday. So I hope to see you guys there, who's ever in the local area. It'd be nice to see some of you guys. You're more than welcome to join us. So the drag-in for a while, but stopped after it got to the point where I expected Chris Hansen to appear. Yeah, I don't know who that is, but I don't remember. I've watched one season, maybe two. I don't know yet. You were gone, and people don't normally drop by like that. That's usual behavior for the property. Yeah. Hey, Juno. Yeah, I mean, they come here. They don't come here very often, but they come here. So they're not new to the area, but it's probably new since the Werecat's been here. So with that being said, thank you guys so much. Next Sunday show, hopefully Ryan's feeling better. Ryan will be on. So today's original topic will be put off until next Sunday. So I can't wait. We're going to be digging in some biblical stuff and realizing what we were taught wasn't necessarily the truth. So about the type of people that's talked about in the book. So with that being said, I want to give a shout out to my new subscribers, my OGs. Thank you guys. All you guys make this possible. Thank you for coming to listen to this old hillbilly talk. I have a lot of fun doing this. Shout out to my moderators, Roxanne, Jeff. They were in the chat. I appreciate it. Thank you, Running. They really helped me out a lot in the chat, so I'm extremely thankful for them guys. Appreciate you so much. And so until next week, sorry again, not another Saturday show next week because of the fundraiser, but we will have a show Sunday. So with that being said, peace, love, and blessings to every single one of you guys. Have a great week, and I can't wait to hear some more stuff that you guys have got going on. So until next time, folks, we'll see you later. Bye.
Your pulse will race, your breath will freeze in this realm of uncanny mysteries. Dare to tread where the darkness hides, through the cracks of the world's thin sides. Joy The bazaar wears a wicked grin. Its world pulls you slowly in. But once you're here, you'll never